Hello, my name is Miss Naylor and I am JS's case manager. I would like each of you to introduce yourself and your role in this meeting. Thank you. I will now pass around the sign-in sheet. Here is a copy of the procedural safeguards. I would like everyone to sign their name and put their title next to their name. Thank you. Our administrator will read the professional statement. Thank you. The purpose of today's meeting is to review the IEP for JS. This meeting will serve as JS's annual IEP meeting and transition meeting. In order to have an effective, productive meeting today, we have a scheduled time for an hour to complete this meeting. The time is now 10 a.m. Our administrator will be our timekeeper for this meeting. If the meeting has not been completed in this time frame, we will reconvene as soon as possible. I'd like everyone to turn to page 6, where we will go over the present levels of academic achievement and functional performance. I'd like to read you JS's strengths. He is highly motivated to do well in school. He tries very hard to complete his classwork and homework. He is well liked by staff and students. He asks questions when he is not sure what to do. He demonstrates strengths in listening comprehension. This strength provides opportunities for him to articulate student learning objectives in order to demonstrate an understanding of the content being taught. I'd like to talk to the parent. Do you have any concerns for your student at this time? Thank you. Some other health information I would like you to know is on 12/18/2019, JS did pass his vision and hearing test, so he will not need services in these areas. He's currently receiving special education support in a combination of general education and co-taught classes. This is for instructional reading and math. He's receiving a combination of general education curriculum and intervention in reading and math programs. In his previous IEP, he received the following accommodations to assist him with grade level curriculum: read tests allowed, check for understanding, small group testing environment, small group reteach when necessary, modify grades for effort when needed. On page 6, you will see the NWA reading and math scores. I'll go over reading first. Based on his reading NWA math results obtained on the winter 2020 assessment, JS scored a 209, placing him in the 26th percentile when compared to his peers at a 216. On average, 8th grade students on grade level scores ranges from 216 to 228. On his fall 2019 assessment, JS scored a 196, placing him in the 9th percentile when compared to his peers at a score of 209. For math, based on JS's math NWA math results obtained on winter 2020 assessment, he scored a 197, placing him in the 4th percentile when compared to his peers at 225. On the fall 2019 assessment, he scored a 194, placing him in the 4th percentile when compared to his peers. So we'd like to see these numbers go up as he goes to the next grade level. I'd like to go over some present levels of academic achievement and functional performance. For math problem solving, he has met this goal, which was by the next annual review, JS will solve real-life multi-step word problems that involve algebraic expressions, integers, and geometric shapes with 85% accuracy. Another goal that he met was when given accommodations, JS will increase his reading comprehension from 4th grade level to 6th grade level by determining the meaning of words and phrases and identifying key ideas and supporting details, determining author's point of view at 85% accuracy with 4 out of 5 attempts. On page 8, we'll go over a quick review of the STAR math. This is what the district uses to test the students for math. He did receive a 569, which put him in the 3rd percentile. For his present level of functional performance, we know he can actively move around the school. He's able to perform and participate in routine activities of everyday living skills typical of his peers, and functional areas of mobility, social, and behavior skills. We do have him in speech and language, where he's receiving 60 minutes weekly to address his expressive language skills. I'd like you to turn to page 11, and this is where we'll go over his MAP scores. In the spring of 2019, he scored a 199 on the mathematics test, and then during the fall, He went down a little to a 194, so we might watch that area and give him more support in those areas. For reading in fall 2019, he scored a 196, but during the winter of 2020, he did jump up to a 209, so that's a very good increase. For science, he did receive a 189 in the spring of 2019, and he went up to 198 during the fall of 2019. So again, these are great to see these goals being met. I do have an annual goal that we would like him to work on with 60% accuracy. By the next annual review, when given instruction and reading strategies, JS will be able to answer literal and inferential comprehension questions, citing text evidence to support key ideas using context to determine the meaning of academic specific words or phrases in informational text with 80% accuracy in 3 out of 4 trials. Another short-term objective, JS will be able to answer literal and inferential comprehension questions, citing text evidence to support key ideas using context to determine the meaning of academic specific words or phrases in informational text with 80% accuracy in 3 out of 4 trials. Another annual goal we have for him is by the next annual review, JS will solve problems involving equations, geometry, statistics, probability at a 7th grade level with 80% accuracy. And we're going to go to page 18. Here's another short-term objective. By the next annual review, JS will provide a definition for a word using context clues given no more than one verbal cue. I want you guys to go to page 19 where we have the educational accommodations and supports page. Right now we know that JS is receiving accommodations for special factors for certain testing. He will have a calculator for math computations, audio text-to-speech for tests, assessments and reading materials, graphic organizers for key concepts, details, and vocabulary, which we use a lot in the classroom, and speech-to-text for extended written responses. The supplementary aids that he is currently receiving are frequent breaks, give an adequate amount of time to respond, we minimize distractions in the environment, provide specific and immediate feedback, give concrete examples, break lessons or directions into smaller units, which really helps him, rephrase questions and have students paraphrase directions, regular check-in with student, allow for extended time, give directions orally and in writing, and tests are read aloud. As for now, we have no supports for school personnel. Now I want you guys to go to page 22. This is his assessment accommodation, so whether this is in-class, state tests, or district tests. For classroom-based assessments, we will provide study guides and allow time for review, allow factor formula note cards for exams, tests are read aloud, and we give him extended time. For district-based assessments, we provide study guides and allow time for review, allow factor formula note cards for exams, tests are read aloud, we provide a word bank, extended time. For the IAR assessment, he's given a blank paper for math and ELA. We eliminate answer choices for math and ELA. General administration directions are read aloud and repeated for math and ELA. There's a highlight tool on the test for math and ELA. We give him small group testing for math and ELA, frequent breaks for math and ELA, text-to-speech for math and ELA, and we have a calculation device for math and extended time for both math and ELA. Now I would like to go over his secondary transition. We have to do this because he is going to high school, so we give him a survey on employment, education, training, and independent skills. After high school graduation, JS will work in retail while going to college. JS wants to attend a community college after high school. I believe JS will be a great candidate for Job Corps. He's also interested in potential training for other vocational jobs. This is great that he has goals that he wants to pursue after high school. For year 1, he will complete math, oral and written communication, social studies, biology, computer, tech, and PE. Year 2, he will participate in World Lit Composition, Math 2, Chemistry, World History, Health, Driver's Ed, and PE. Year 3, he will participate in American Lit and Composition, Math 3, U.S. History, Physics, and PE. In Year 4, he will participate in Math, English, Science, Government, and PE. We're going to go on to his educational services and placement. So this is it just breaks down the minutes and what classes he will be attending. For general education with no supplementary aids, he will be at lunch, assemblies, field trips, and extracurricular. For general education with supplementary aids, which means he'll have his accommodations, are Explore, PE, trades, and electives. Special education in the general classroom, science, he'll have 75 minutes weekly, and social studies, 75 minutes weekly. For language arts, participation in special education environment, this is when he'll be in his instructional class. He'll have language arts, 412 minutes weekly, math, 412 minutes weekly, and resource, 155 minutes weekly. And he will still be receiving speech and language in high school for 40 minutes weekly. That number did go down a little. Are there any questions or comments about the items discussed, or are there any items that were not addressed in this meeting? Here is a copy of the parent notification of conference. We have discussed a lot of items in today's meeting. By law, you're provided 5 days to think about the decisions made in this meeting before services can be implemented, or you have the right to waive the 5 days and services may begin immediately following the conclusion of this IEP. I want to thank you for coming. Would you like to stay and wait for the copy of the archive meeting and IEP? Okay, thank you.